Royals? It's your girl, Love of Paris, Love a Touch of Paris, beauty, love, and inspiration. Welcome to A Touch of Paris. Let's talk.
So I like what I see when I'm looking at me when I'm walking past the mirror. Don't stress through the night at a time in my life ain't.
And it's my honor and pleasure to go ahead and welcome right on the set of my show, A Touch of Paris. Let's talk. Janelle Cutler. Woo! Yes. Well, hello. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I am great. Thank you so much for coming on. And I am super excited about it. Absolutely, guys. If you guys are not familiar, we have Janelle Cutler on A Touch of Paris Let's Talk because she is the author of Ambitions of a Diva. Yes, honey. So if you have not gotten your copy, please go get your copy. Where can they actually get this book from to begin with? Let's start there.
Let's start there. The book can actually be purchased on my website, which is www.shoedivaboutique.com.
Okay.
And then it can also be purchased on Amazon as well.
Wonderful. Now, as we go ahead, we're going to come back to the book a little bit, okay? So I want to talk briefly about these shoes, honey, because I need to get like money. I need a shoe cam. There you go. Hopefully you can get those shoes up in there because you are wearing those, sister. Those are beautiful. Absolutely. So, Shoe Diva.
Yes.
How do we purchase and where did you gather the concept to even want to step out and just do it and do the shoes? And were you planning your mama's shoes when you was little?
No, because her shoe game is not like
Okay.
No, I just have a serious shoe fetish. So it was like I was buying so many shoes, and I have a closet full of shoes. It was like my homegirl was like, "You need to really just sell shoes," and I was like, "You know what? I think I might." So I just started. I started on Instagram. I didn't have a website. I didn't have anything. I was just posting shoes, and people started buying them, and then I created the website and everything.
So y'all hear that? You know, it's all about taking the first step.
Right.
And that's what we're learning here. Well, I'm actually learning here today. It's about taking the first step and that first leap of faith.
Right.
So you took that first step. You started out on Instagram. So despise not small beginnings, guys. Please remember that.
Absolutely.
So how long did it take before you got to the next phase? Like, did you instantly start popping on Instagram, or just kind of,
we still getting there. Honestly, I'm so impatient.
Okay.
So the website I did myself. My first website I did myself because I couldn't wait for anybody.
Okay.
And I started getting followers and everything, but I had a lot of support from my friends and a lot of family that were purchasing. So they were posting as they were buying and things like that. So it started to grow. And then from there, I started reaching out to. I have a lot of friends in the hip hop industry, like Love and Hip Hop, that wore my shoes like on the reunion and things like that. That kind of got me popping a little bit more. So and then I got a new website. That's the one that we have now.
So you're well connected.
I'm trying.
You're trying. And you're not trying, you're doing. And definitely, I congratulate you and I salute you on that. So let's get a little bit deeper and dig a little bit more in depth with the ambitions of a diva. And I love the title, by the way.
Thank you.
And the picture is fierce, honey. You're giving me all types of life.
Yes.
Absolutely. So when it comes down to ambitions of a diva, what was like the main motivating factor? What made you write? Because is this actually fiction or non-fiction? Like, is this about your life stories or events or something like that?
It definitely is my life, 100%. I did change my name. I changed the character's name because there's people that, don't want their name and, things like that. So I changed it. Mm-hmm. And for the fact that when my mother read it, I didn't really want her to be like,
absolutely.
But
explain to everybody in the church what really happened was.
Absolutely. So, but yeah, it's 100% my life. What happened, I was having a lot of marital issues, and my husband and I separated. When we separated, I just started writing. That was my therapy. Writing has always been my therapy. So I can relate. And here we go. From that, I'm actually on part 2 right now. I'm writing part 2.
You are writing part 2?
I am writing.
Oh my goodness gracious. That is awesome. Let me talk a little bit about the discipline when it comes to doing something like a book. Like, how does that work for people like myself? For even I have a whole lot of things as a writer. I started out, that was the platform that I actually touched base on, was my poetry and my writing. Okay. And getting to that point where you get to, what's this? How many pages is this?
368, I think. 364, somewhere in there.
368. So how does one go from, having a whole lot inside and wanting to share, and then getting to a point where you're able to pen 368 and just be able to just get that message out? Like, if someone else is like myself, aspiring to get those books out, and how do you do that?
It's a lot of determination. I was determined. It took me 9 months to write it, but it was like my focus. I was so driven on getting it done. It was my life for a while. Like, I would come home from work, so I was working at the time full time, and I would come home and just start writing. That was it. Consumed my whole day, every day, until I got it finished. So it was 9 months. This one, the second one, is taking a lot longer because it's like that passion. Like, I had so much going on, and so much inside that it was easy to come out. Now it's like I'm pulling because I'm still living part two a little bit, so it's taking a little bit longer, and everybody is on my last nerve about it. So I'm trying to get it done as quick as possible.
Absolutely, because you got your readers are thirsty. See,
they are very thirsty.
Exactly, for the second one. And that's how you know when you got a great author and a great book in your hands, that you kind of tweak for that next part two and things like that. So let me ask you this. What are a few of the most predominant questions that you may have been asked about your book from people who have read it, who are fans of the book? Is there any particular questions that stand out amongst others?
People just want to know how I did it, how I got through it, how I went. There's a lot. It goes from me, I think when I started the book, I was 19, all the way through till almost like 2 years ago. So it's so much change and growth, and people are just like, I never even knew you went through all of that. You know what I mean? So that's it really, like, how did you do it? And that's why it says you never know how strong you are until that's your only option.
Absolutely. So what are some of the struggles that you had in the book that for someone else, the most common female can maybe relate? I'm not going to say common because we all come from different walks,
right?
Right. But what are some of the things that you can say, you can point out that you may be able to say that another woman is able to find strength in some of those stories?
Absolutely. It would be marital, everything marital. Like, I talked about my marriage. I talked about having a husband who was in the streets and going to jail and getting shot. Like, he was doing a lot. He was doing a whole lot. And me just staying strong and being a mother and having to put on that brave face for my children because I am raising girls and I need them to understand that we fall down but we get back up. So I just
people take it to church. Don't play with me. We're being a hallelujah. But that's what I'm talking about though. Like, so your daughters, how many girls do you have? Two, 16 and 12. Woo, 16 and 12. Right. So a lot of what you were going through, as you stated, they were very impressionable.
Yes.
So they were absorbing a whole lot.
They watched it all.
Wow.
All of it. Even to the point where, I was so broken, and my oldest daughter was like, you gotta get up. And that was like when something clicked with me, like, she's 14,
out of the mouth of babes.
I need to get up. And I'm like, you're right. I got it. And that was it. That was like, no more.
We're not going to struggle. We're not going to be in this victimized state any longer.
Exactly.
Okay. Absolutely. So your daughters, do they have anything in particular that they may have shared with you that they have taken from you in all of this? I mean, because it got to be pretty dope to have a mom who's an author and whose shoot game is right, all that kind of stuff.
I thank you so much for both of them. My oldest daughter, she works in a hair salon. She does hair on the side. She has her own website. And my youngest daughter, she makes like the little slides with the pearl in them and all of that. She got her little Instagram page popping. So they know you got to go get it. Mommy ain't going to offer you.
Listen, I cannot stress the importance of it starting there enough. Right. I mean, because I look at what I'm doing, and if I would have had a little bit more, and it's not to take away from anything that my parents did give. I would shout out to my parents. I love them dearly, but we all can grow. We have, lessons that we have to learn in this life. So we get to a point where you do recognize that it's so important at the foundational start to be able to have the hustle and impartation.
Right.
You know, and so I think that that's totally awesome of what you're gifting to your girls. And what about this clothing? You got the pearl and things running. I'm all for the melanin. You hear me? You got to talk about help me come for acquainted and get on some of these social sites together. Because I am all for the culture and the upliftment of my people.
Right.
And I believe that one of your clothing lines or t-shirts or line or something like that is melanated based. It's like, you know, geared towards the celebration of our culture and melanin. Yes. And for those who don't know, can you express to them or explain to them what melanin actually is?
Absolutely. Melanin is what makes us strong. Melanin is what makes us brown. You know, it's the pigment of our skin. And what that came from for me is being a dark-skinned female. And I've never suffered from the, you know, feeling inferior to the light skin. You know, we battle with that.
Yes, light skin versus dark skin.
Yeah, and I've never struggled with that. Okay. I've always been confident. I've always felt pretty. I've always felt beautiful. I've never felt like I'm inferior because of my skin color. So when I see society pushing this skin bleaching and, you know, dark skin is not pretty, I'm not with that. So it's like, no, we're going to do this and we're going to empower and we're going to uplift. And the Diva Dolls line actually is the child line.
And that's what I was going to ask you next. Okay.
And even so, I added like some, you know, I didn't want them to feel excluded. So for my light skinned little babies, they sprinkle with melanin or kissed by melanin and, you know, those little things. But definitely just support and to celebrate melanin because we're winning.
Absolutely. And that's what makes us who we are. That's what makes us great. And that's what makes us yes, indeed. Well, Janelle, I definitely appreciate you taking time out to come past you. Before we go, though, I like to try to give as a makeup artist myself. That's another thing that I do in addition to my brand. I wanted to kind of give just a little bit of a makeup tip before, you know, we get off. And one of the things that I will share with you and my audience is, bam, milk of magnesia. Okay, now what we do with this is we actually use this as a primer for the skin, or, you know, for our face.
Okay.
Now, what I recommend is that we don't use this every day.
Okay.
Only for those special occasions, like how you're sitting here with me right now on the top, and you're under these lights and things like that, and you sweat, and that's all right. I appreciate you sweating with me, sister. I love you for it. And so this will actually control the oil in the face of the skin. If you base the face with this before you actually put your foundation on, it actually allows the oil and the secretions of your natural, it keeps that all mattified. So you don't, you know, have the shiny nose, shiny face. We tend to get oily in our T-zone area. So ladies, it's not recommended that you use it every single day, but for those special occasions, for those weddings or for those bright lights and, you know, fabulous moments that you want to remember, milk and magnesia. And that's my makeup tip for today, okay?
Thank you. I have some of that at home.
Oh, absolutely. Please use it. But thank you so much, Queen. It's been a pleasure. And I cannot wait to dive more into this and get to the meat of it. I don't want to give it all away. Before we go, where can they actually purchase your apparel and your book? Like, what is it, your actual website? Can you tell people?
www.shoedivaboutique.com. And everything is there.
Everything,
the shoes, the book, everything.
All right, you heard it here, guys, from Janelle Cutler. Lovely Paris, we love and inspiration. And thank you guys for tuning in. And thank you for coming through.
So I like what I see when I'm looking at me when I'm walking past the mirror.